Hi, I'm going to be reviewing random TikTok videos and YouTube shorts.
Listen up, soy boy.
No, you listen up, dairy fairy. Get out of the supermarket, go put a top on, get to the gym, and get yourself some fucking game!
Absolutely, fam. All that you need to do is eat plants and use a ton of drugs in it.
Brah!
Why the fuck are you still eating the pot when it has rapeseed oil?
This is what the 14-year-old British bodybuilder was eating.
Oh, Rupert's not rapeseed oil, how terribly uncouth!
Do you know what it does to you?
Yes, it's health promoting, as proven by this systematic review and meta-analysis.
I know the study. It cannot prove causation. It focuses on body composition. Rapeseed oil is usually a small part of your diet. It wouldn't impact it much anyway.
Significant reductions in LDL-C, ApoB and insulin levels, benefiting lipid metabolism and
Can you actually prove that any of this happens in the body? Can you measure it? No. These kind of studies are essentially useless. All that you need to understand about seed oils is that they deodorize them, and the reason they do that is because they are toxic. The consumer would smell the rapeseed oil and he would never consume it, simply because of his natural senses telling him not to do it.
insulin sensitivity.
It inflames your body and makes you permanently fat.
No, just eating a hypercaloric diet in general makes one fat. If you're eating the right amount of calories, whether you've got rapeseed oil or whether you haven't, makes zero difference.
To be fair, Hench is actually right as far as the guy being wrong when it comes to you becoming fat, having a big stomach because of rapeseed oil. Because again, it would be a small part of your diet. It could be linked to that because you would be eating a lot of garbage if you would be consuming a lot of rapeseed oil. But that's tricky. That's why these kind of studies don't work. One study will say this and the other one will say something completely else.
This is entry-level stuff.
So why do you think your fat fuck isn't losing any weight? Because you're still eating this shit. Yeah, replace your fucking meals with Kerry's Gold because you don't have any of this shit.
It's a better recommendation. Not ideal, but if you cook your food anyway, then Kerrygold butter is pretty alright.
No, just tons of salt which promotes tau phosphorylation.
It doesn't have salt. It could. There's salted versions. I don't know how anybody can eat salted butter. There's raw butters out there which have salt. And I think that they once messed up the packaging. Yes, I bought this French raw butter, super good butter, and they mixed it up and it was salted. I took a small bite. It already was disgusting when it touched my tongue, and I just had to spit it out automatically, instinctually, because salt is so toxic. It's so disgusting. Salt in general is unbearable, but somehow the combination with the butter is just like death. Ugh. Maybe if you cook meat and all kinds of foods, you don't notice it because there's all kinds of garbage in there anyway, all kinds of spices, but on its own, salted butter is so disgusting you're gonna throw up.
Raising risk for Alzheimer's disease, the leading cause of death in the UK, plus saturated fat, and because it comes from ruminant animals, naturally occurring trans fats, which raise the risk for heart disease, the leading cause of
This guy is so smart. Good lad.
death worldwide. The next time you're tempted to take off your shirt, start swearing and giving out,
He just completely owned him. Good job, Henchy. You did it once again. You're the picture of health. Everybody wants to be like you.
health advice at your local Tesco, just don't. You're not big, and you're certainly not clever.
This is the last meal of Mussolini. But why did he reject it? April 1945. Mussolini's empire is crumbling. He tries to escape Italy in disguise. But a young communist fighter, Urbano Lazzaro, recognizes him. Mussolini and his mistress, Claretta Petacci, are captured and held overnight. Their final meal? Roasted goat and plain pasta with a little butter. The irony? Mussolini spent years attacking pasta, rejecting it as unhealthy and un-Italian.
Very good. I had never heard of this. Mussolini was against pasta? He didn't like grain sludge? He didn't want Italians to be unhealthy? Very interesting. Huh. But then again, the Austrian painter was promoting soybeans as superfoods in his book for the youth.
So his captors fed it to him as a final insult. But there are two conflicting stories of his death. One witness says they put him against a wall and shot him. Another says when Claretta reached for a guard's gun, Mussolini was...
Who knows? You're reading the stories of the people who won. Would they tell the truth? Maybe, if it fits their story. In other words, you never know anyway.
accidentally shot and killed.
I've seen stuff like this before. I'm not sure what to think about it. They are letting out their emotions, which is looked down upon in this society. If there's actually a good reason for this, then I understand it, seeing as people are told to repress all of their emotions, men and women, men of course, more so than women. If you have these kind of emotions for no good reason, then it's a different story. Then I better not say anything.
Feeling the love of your brothers.
I'm not sure. What do you think about it? The love of your brothers. Then again, men do miss this nowadays. It would be normal in nature to be around your actual real brothers, family members. This is a kind of imitation of that, and you wouldn't be doing this exactly, but I guess that it's more good than bad, I suppose.
In support of your brother.
This is the only dark-skinned ethnic group in China. Long ago, they performed rituals with human heads. And even today, some of those head stakes are kept as cultural relics. They are the Wa people who value
The first thing that I notice is that they look better developed than typical Chinese people. Maybe they simply go out into the sun, because Chinese people nowadays walk around with umbrellas.
the colors black and red, which are reflected not only in their complexion, but also in their clothing. They are also well known for their loyalty and perseverance. Their history goes back to the Three Kingdoms period, when Zhuge Liang taught them farming methods that greatly improved their lives. To show their
Farming methods that improve their lives. Sure.
gratitude, they promised to guard China's western border, a promise they have kept for more than 1700 years. In 1934, when the British Army invaded Wa territory, 17 tribes came together and wrote to their Chinese brothers and sisters, vowing to give their lives rather than break their word to defend the land.
You have fallen for health influencer propaganda if you believe any of these 5 things. 1. Seed oils are unhealthy, lead to inflammation, heart disease, obesity, whatever.
As I said before, all that you need to understand about seed oils is that they deodorize them because they don't want you to smell how toxic they are. They try to cover up the smell and the taste. If you would actually smell and taste seed oils, then you would understand that they are poisonous, and then you would spit them out. You would never consume them again. That's how simple it is. Seed oils are oils pressed out of toxic, bitter seeds. That's all that you need to understand about them.
This is just not backed by the research, and the entire narrative around seed oils is just backed by a big composition fallacy. People believe that since specific components in seed oils can be part of inflammatory processes in the body, that therefore if you eat seed oils, it leads to inflammation, but that is just not true when you look at the actual data.
What data? It's all based on nothing.
2, that carbs make you fat. It is not carbs or fat that make you fat. It is how many calories you're eating. It might be easier to overeat processed carbs, but if you're eating whole foods that contain lots of fiber and complex carbs, it's going to be harder to overeat those because they are more filling.
Kind of true. If you eat fruits, you're not going to become overweight. If you eat natural food in general, it's not gonna happen.
Carbs are an essential part of your diet. 3, that butter should be eaten as a snack and that it's healthy for you to do so. Saturated fats are fine to eat in moderation, especially if you're an active person with a generally healthy lifestyle, but it probably is not optimal to increase your intake to extreme amounts. 4, that you can gain fat in a calorie.
Just empty words. What can I say to that? He didn't really say anything, just his opinion.
Calorie deficit due to hormonal problems or endocrine dysfunction. While these problems may increase how much you want to eat or decrease how much you burn, you are still bound to the laws of physics. Fat gain or loss is still a function of how many calories you are eating and burn.
The laws of physics? You cannot even prove calories. What are you talking about? It's just an idea. It doesn't exist. Whatever.
5, that vegetables are bad for you. Some vegetables do contain anti-nutrients that may bind up specific minerals and stop them from being absorbed, but you are still getting a net positive amount of nutrients from eating them. Along with those nutrients, you're also getting a lot of fiber and tons of antioxidant, anti-inflammatory phytochemicals that you just...
Again, just a bunch of beliefs. Can you prove any of this? No, you just read it online most likely, you believe it, and then you make a video about it. That's it? Do vegetables taste good? No. Do they taste bitter for the most part? Yes. That's all that you need to know. And the rest are just beliefs.
Can't get from other foods. When navigating misinformation, you will often find that it deals with extremes, that you should entirely cut out certain foods or start eating a ton of other foods, when in reality you are probably best off to have a diverse diet with lots of different types of foods.
The conclusion doesn't make any sense, because if you follow this logic, then you will be eating anything that any company creates, any man-made food. You should be eating what you naturally want to eat. And seed oils and vegetables taste bad for a reason.
If you want to eat healthy, but you're on a budget, here are 5 of the highest foods on the NPD index. If you don't know what NPD means, it means nutrients per dollar. Number 1, canned salmon. Salmon is one of the most
toxic heavy metals.
Nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Omega-3s, B3, B12, vitamin D, vitamin E, phosphorus, selenium, great source of protein. However, wild-caught sockeye salmon costs around...
Don't eat canned fish. I've heard of a lot of horror stories. People get really sick from canned fish.
$15 a pound. If you're on a budget, you can get canned sockeye salmon for $3 a pound. That is 20% of the price.
You should be really wary of foods which are that cheap.
That is a steal, my friend. Number 2.
Yeah, it is. And you should be alarmed.
Frozen spinach. Leafy greens are one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables you can consume. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, magnesium. Fresh spinach costs about $6 a pound, which is pretty pricey.
He just says all of this. Of course, he could never possibly prove it. He just read about it. And gullible people will actually buy it.
Frozen spinach, however, you can get for about $1.50 a pound. Not only is it 25% of the price, but it's pre-cooked, reducing oxalate content, and it's just more convenient. Number 3, frozen berries. If you follow me, you know, as much as I love berries, I never buy fresh berries. A pound of fresh blueberries is usually around $5 to $6 per pound. If you buy frozen blueberries, you can get them for under $2.50 a pound. Like frozen vegetables, they're all
of these berries are heavily sprayed with pesticides. But blueberries are really, really heavily sprayed.
Also more convenient, and I personally think they taste better. Number 4, eggs. Eggs are obviously one of the most nutrient-dense foods out there. B vitamin.
Eggs are good, but the eggs that you can buy today are horrible.
It's choline, vitamin A, D, E, iron, phosphorus, selenium, omega-3s, oleic acid. And to be honest, even pasture-raised eggs, the most expensive ones, are still kind of a steal at $5 a carton. But if you want to take it a step further, you can find eggs for $2 a carton. That's $1 per 6 egg serving, which is an absolute steal for the nutrients you're getting. Number 5, sweet potatoes. About $1 per pound, vitamin A, vitamin C, copper, manganese, potassium, fiber. Super satiating if you're trying to cut. These are a steal.
All of this is actually really bad for you. You could say that the eggs are good, but cheap quality eggs cannot even be eaten raw. That's how bad they are. And if you cannot eat something raw, then you should not be eating it. Organs from butchers, farms also, are actually pretty cheap usually. That would be my number 1. This is not exactly a short as such. It's a clip from South Park. A subscriber of mine wanted me to review it.
It's dinner time on the East Coast in less than an hour. People are going to die.
Sir, we've got a boy on the hotline who says he might know something.
Who is this?
My name isn't important. What matters is that the answer is in the pyramid.
The pyramid? That's ancient stuff you're talking about. Are you sure? Bring up the pyramid.
What is it? What is it for?
We built the pyramid a long time ago to illustrate how much people should eat of the 4 basic food groups.
Sir, we abandoned the pyramid when Michelle Obama got involved.
The pyramid doesn't work. We've already tried it.
It's upside down.
What?
Sir, the pyramid is upside down.
Yes, everything is upside down. It really is like that. More than you can imagine.
Turn the pyramid upside down. You can't be serious. That would put butter and fat at the top. Flip the damn food pyramid! This is not FDA approved! It's dinner time on the East Coast in 10 minutes. Now do it!
Some secret agent comes and says that it's not FDA approved. It says fats and oils at the top. Of course, the oils would be seed oils in this case, which are not good. They lump them together.
Sir, we've got a match. Nutrition is stabilizing.
We've got a well-balanced vaccine, sir. Get the president on the phone. Tell him to have some steak with his bun.
It would be cool if it would actually be like this. Maybe it's a bit over the top with the butter, but still.
Well, I gotta admit, you guys throw a pretty sweet party. Hey, we do anything for our bros, man. Would you guys care for a Fullerton butter pop? We're good, Scott. Stop bugging us.
We really dodged a bullet, young man. Thanks to you, America knows what to eat again.
Yeah, well, I'm glad people aren't mad at you anymore. I know what that feels like.
I wonder how many people actually realize that this is the truth, essentially. That this is the way people should be eating. That people would be healthier if they would eat a lot of fat. Of course, butter is just milk fat. It's not exactly natural, but compared to what people eat today, it would be awesome if people would be eating that compared to the grains and vegetables.
We're gonna get a better view of the stage.
Yeah, enjoy the party.
Wait till my girls see that I was at a party with Lord.
I'm glad the food is good. Lord sucks. Yeah, she isn't as hot in person.
Yeah. I am Lord, yeah. Lord, come in, Lord, yeah.
The last South Park clip perfectly illustrates what's going on today. The brainwashing is severe, and most people who watch that episode probably don't even realize that they are showing you the truth. I'm sure that a lot of the people who were behind the creation of this episode understand what's going on. You had the special agent who came and said that this is not FDA approved. Come on. People listen to other people too much instead of themselves. They watch these TikTok influencers who are oftentimes paid by these companies to promote their products, the powders also, pills. Of course, there's a lot of money also behind seed oils. I do believe Hench Herbivore, that he's really defending the seed oils because he consumes them, because a lot of his fake meats contain seed oils. But when it comes to the rest of the people, I'm not that sure about some of them. When you look at their backgrounds, people should simply listen to science, which at the end of the day simply means knowledge. And how do you know something? Through your own senses. You can do scientific experiments yourself. You can take a bunch of seeds, squeeze the oil out of them, if that's even possible. Usually they are too hard, but there's ways to do it. And then you can taste freshly squeezed seed oils. We'll see if you will like them. Thanks for watching.